If we don't get it, 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 if tomorrow 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 don't get it, if Justin don't get it, if Justin don't get it, if Justin don't get it, if Dr. don't get it, if Dr. don't get it, if Dr. don't get it, if Andrew don't get it, if Andrew don't get it, if we 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 don't get it, boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here, we here. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here, we here. Just shut the shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here, to shut the shit down, down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We here, to shut the shit down, down. Boots, boots. We here. Alright, so I'm gonna play boots, so you're gonna play boots on the damn ground.
Hey Levis, what's the same dude that was in there eating Japanese food? Yeah, he was eating at the Japanese place over there.
Whole motherfucking street! 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 About 12! About 12! About 12! I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11.
You got this guy that's standing in the red shorts over there. He's over there. He's mad as hell for no reason. He's just flicking us off for no reason. I think he just doesn't like people asking for justice.
Black lives, they matter, yeah. Native lives, they matter, yeah.
Native laws, they matter, yeah.
Native lives, they matter, yeah. Chicano lives, they matter, yeah. Chicano lives, they matter, yeah. Somebody tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks
So
like.
show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks
So
like.
tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks
So
like.
show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks
So
like.
tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
So what do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Justin Target, say his name. 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 What's his name? Say it loud. Say it proud. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. ACAB. ACAB.
Okay, this is Justin's song, y'all. This is what he used to ride in his little car. I'll sit on his side and put my
It's easy
feet
as
up
shit.
on his dashboard. Yeah, I sure did. Because that was my motherfucking car.
Right here. Let's see, can you scan this here?
Say his
like a photo of it.
name.
Scan that right there.
Say his name. Say his name.
Appreciate it, man.
If something don't get it, if something don't get it,
You just scan it or take a picture? You just scan it or take a picture?
I'm taking pictures.
Oh, okay, just do one more thing. Here.
If Justin don't get it, if Justin don't get it, move streets, move streets, move streets, move streets,
Appreciate it.
move streets, move streets, move streets, move streets. Black lives, they matter here. 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 Bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We coming, we coming, we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We coming, we coming, we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We coming, we coming, we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We coming, we coming, we coming. Bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We bow down, Babylon, brown people on the Babylon. We bow down, Babylon, Somali people on the Babylon. We bow down, Babylon, black people on the Babylon. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. Whole streets, 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 whole city, whole city, whole city, whole city, whole streets, whole streets, whole streets, whole streets, whole streets, whole city, whole streets, whole city. All right. This is probably the loudest entrance ever made to the lodge. This is the most epic entrance to the loft ever. So we have a few more speakers.
all I want to say is,
These guys just walking around with these fires and whatnot. I'm surprised there isn't people out here selling more. She's looking at Nikki. Where'd he come from? Why everybody like? No amount of money is worth this amount of blood. SOS Colombia.
Nosotros hemos sido parte de los grupos que hemos convocado.
All I heard was 1, 2, 3, stop.
Necesitamos seguir luchando por todo lo que está sucediendo en Colombia. Nosotros tenemos una página en Instagram, se llama Colombianos en New York, y hemos posteado todo.
I hope they're
plan that we approve of. A hospital staff that we approve of. Housing that we design. Not affordable housing, but luxury housing for all black people. So as we are here right now, we're gonna get stared at, pointed at. We're gonna be met with such aggression. But cry me a river. Cry me a river. Black people don't owe you anything. Black people don't owe us anything. But I know, as a person who speaks about sacrifice constantly, that I need to understand their ignorance. I need to understand my own ignorance, the ignorance I grew up with, and use that ignorance and turn it into compassion and empathy and understanding. We are solely here to educate. And I want to be very specific. For any reason. Trigger warning, I'm about to say some vulgar language. If somebody calls someone that was a tranny, a man, a faggot, if I'm not jumping, you shouldn't be either. Learn from me. I don't need to jump at those words. Once you keep pushing, exactly, because I know my truth. We know who we are. We should all know who we are. We have to move with grace. With grace. Because we are here for a greater understanding. It is quite similar with the police. Yes. The 5 minutes you spent telling a police officer to go kill themselves. Okay. Once you walk away from that conversation, did you do something for the collective, or did you do something for yourself? And if you did something for yourself, period, go right ahead. But why not do something for all of us? Why not speak to these officers? Because these officers are people. Believe it or not, these officers are people. These black officers came from this same neighborhood, live in these same neighborhoods. We want them to take off their uniforms. We understand so many of them are far gone. They are already a part of the machine, and that's it for them. But they cannot take anything away from us that we don't give to them. To the black men in this space, you are stronger than any officer. Yes. Because you will stand in their face with no weapon on you. They're gonna act tough in front of you with a gun, with a taser. They can't even tell the difference between the bow with a baton. And you still stand in their face. You still say Black Trans Lives Matter. Keep that same energy. Know your power, because I know your power. I know all of our power. Black people in this neighborhood across the world need to see that power. Because I will not let nobody control this narrative. Because there is no narrative. It is an individual narrative for all of us that still reflects Black Lives Matter. So let it reflect what Black Lives Matter looks for us. Not what that bitch was recording over there. Child, you should have been there. But she cannot record anything that I won't let her. She cannot see me. She cannot, whatever she thinks she can do, I can do it 10 times more. Whatever any white supremacist thinks they can do, I can do it 10 times more. Because your legacy is white supremacy, and my legacy is continually stepping over all of your forms of oppression and soaking right here. I'm going to keep on living that life. We're going to keep on living that life, and I'm going to keep on educating everybody to keep on living that same life.
Justin Tigan, say his name. Justin Tigan. 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 And Justin Tigan will never be forgotten. Will never be forgotten. And all of the families that we have lost, they will never be forgotten. And we need to keep and continue to do that. And so I'm asking folks who are watching on social media right now that we need to be coming out. You know, in fact, You know, we're hearing that most people are being vaccinated now, so even the pandemic is lessening. But I'm telling you right now, there's still a lot of work to be done. We're hearing right now that they're already trying to water down the policies that we have been trying to be building. They're already trying to plan to come up with excuses, but we're not giving up. We're not giving up. And I want to appreciate Tashira for sharing your birthday with us, for turning your birthday into a fight for justice birthday. And most importantly, for all of you for coming out, for being here today, boots on the ground. These are our streets. We pay tax dollars for them, right? And we need to continue this fight. We need to continue this fight, and we need to continue to demand justice by any means necessary.
And I want to give a shout out to my brother Lavish, who created the event for me on Facebook, and he did the event for Dante not too long ago. And Tucson for always coming and leading the marches for us. I want to give a shout out to Maya and Ayana, because we have been by each other's side as I fight for Justin and as she fought for her brother. So, and Todd from Black Lives Matter Minnesota, standing on top of that truck right there. That's my brother. I stay up on the phone till 2 o'clock in the morning talking about justice. Because if Justin don't get it, shut it down. If Demetrius don't get it, shut it down. If Jeffrey don't get it, shut it down. If Paul don't get it, shut it down. If Isaac don't get it, shut it down. If Kobe don't get it, if the law don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. Okay, y'all want to be done with the speaking so we can, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna let the family speak, but please, families, keep it really, really brief, okay? Okay, they said not today. Okay, they ain't got time today. Okay, so we're gonna let my brother Tucson close us out.
All right, thank you. Yeah, sure, I'll close this out. One thing I wanted to say, like as we're here right now, 2 years ago, I don't know if this would have been possible to have 60, 70 people take the street, and for folks to be normalized to that, for folks to be, for that to be something that's day to day. And keep in mind that when the charges first came down, Mike Freeman wanted to charge him just with manslaughter and murder 3, and then when it got to Keith Ellison, it was murder 2. And so, don't ever let anybody tell you that showing up doesn't do anything. Don't let anybody ever tell you that showing up doesn't hold somebody accountable, doesn't hold somebody to doing their job, which is a baseline. That's base level. You should be doing your job. When you hop on a plane, they don't tell you, hey, we have a few bad apples, this one might go down. They do their job. And these elected officials should be doing their jobs, these cops should be doing their jobs, or they should be let go. And the mayor should be doing his damn job down at his palatial brownstone over in Northeast Attaway, who most likely wouldn't lend a singular square foot of his house to somebody fighting with houselessness. So you got to look at these people square in the eye and hold them accountable. You got to hold their feet to the fire. And I want to say, like, right now is an extremely powerful moment, because you don't need 100, you don't need 200, you don't need 1,000. You may not need to take a highway. You may just need 70 people to show up and start dancing in the street to show these folks what justice is. And you have to look at the folks around you. And when I look at somebody like Tashira or Jaylani or Muhammad, Zainab, these folks that come out here time and time again and speak and go back to work and put in 70, 80 hours a week to fight this. You got heroes out here. You got historical figures out here. You got Mayan Burrell out here. That's a hero of mine. Like, this is an honor right now. My brother, seriously. Like, the fact that Nikema and Eliza showed up to Amy Klobuchar's press conference, shut it down. She left the campaign, and then folks started whispering about getting Mayan out of prison.
That, again, don't let anybody tell you that showing up don't do nothing. You got to speak up. And the thing that they want us to do is to be quiet. They want to pacify us. They want to say, hey, you're shouting too loud. Curfew's 10 o'clock. Fuck your curfew. Fuck your curfew. They turned Brooklyn Center into a sundown town after they killed a young black man. How backwards is that? That is that bullshit. And Pete Orpik can keep rolled up on it until he brings some murder charges. And folks come out here and say, well, now two racist people in Stillwater don't make the whole town racist. It's more than two people. It's way more than two people. And it might be the folks in the comments too saying that Stillwater ain't racist. White folks' cognitive dissonance is really insidious, and y'all need to check it out. Like, get down with it. But as we round this up, let's sing it one more time for Tashira, because we're showing up for Tashira, we're showing up for Justin Tigan, and also I want to point out, if anybody ever got stolen by the cops, you would want your people out here in the street for years to come, decades to come. We look at Marilyn Hill. She out here 23 years later for her son. 23 years later for her son. I cannot illustrate honor, dignity, integrity, and love more than that right there. And when we talk about Tashira and all these amazing black women out here, these amazing black folks, these amazing people out here, these people are going to lead us to justice. And we need to keep taking space with them. We need to keep showing them love. And let's just sing it one more time for her, because she deserves it 1,000 times. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tashira. Happy birthday to you.
Damn, Tucson. I heard that last little note. Okay, we're going to play some music. We're going to round this up. We're going to play this one song that I really like. Go ahead, turn it on. And then we're going to turn it all the way up. And then we're going to dance for a few minutes. And we're going to go in. Hey! Okay.
To come, if you're able to come around 4 o'clock or 5, and then if you're able to also please come dressed in white, because white is a symbol of new beginnings, it's a symbol of healing, it's a symbol of this peace, which is what Islam is all about. So if you're able to come dressed in white, but if not, then just come dressed in your wholeness, and then yeah, we'll just celebrate. And yeah, so whoever is able to come, please come. We're not ready for this. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
She gonna get me on the way home. I just know it. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black trans. Black trans. Black trans. Black queer. Black queer. Black queer. Black non-binary. Black non-binary. Black non-binary. Black future. Black future. Black future. Black love. Black love. Black love. Black love. Look, she's about to get me, but it's okay. Family, just one more. Okay, Tatiana's wedding. And when I tell you, I've been thinking about her wedding since then. Because if only we had more powerful men to love on us in the way that we deserve to be loved. If only we had people that would fight for us and celebrate us while we're living, would celebrate the monuments and moments of our lives. A wedding. That how much happier we would all be if we were not always trying to fight just to be. I know you don't have a lot to say. I know you don't have a lot to say, but the Spirit is telling me you have an offering. Hold on. Come on, Tati. Come over here. Okay. Word. Y'all please make some noise and show some love for Tatiana.
Oh my God. Mrs. Carol! Guys, thank you so much. Honestly, for ways of purposing for me, even though I like motorcycles. You know, that really meant so much for me that day. It was an emotional day. Because we out here in the car. It was an emotional event for me. I've been with my husband since I was 16. I'm 38. We've been through the ups and downs. Not every relationship is perfect, of course. So, love you. Okay, all jokes aside, I want to say this for the men that are listening, right? Because these are the very same streets that I prostituted years ago. I remember being on that hotel room right underneath 125th, right there in the corner. That is all renovated now. I'm sure everybody knows about that hotel. And yeah, Kathy was there making her money. I say that to say that I have to. You get better at. I'm married. I better be doing something right. Okay. I say that to say that I have been. I mean, may not sound good, but I've had been with all different types of men, all different types of straight men, because those are the men that I'm attracted to, and those are the men that I'm attracted to.
Oh, you never know now.
Okay, yeah, you never know now. These are the same streets that men that would see me walking down the streets, that would holler at me, that would pay me to fuck in these same parts. Those are the same men that was killing my sister. The same men that if other men found out what they were doing, they'll be murdering my sister. So, a call out to other men, stop being cowards. We're all women.
Yes.
We're all worthy of love.
Yes.
And it is your duty as a man to stand up. Say trans lives matter. If not for yourself, do it for your sister, your cousin, your family member. It's 2021. Everybody by now should have a tranny cousin. A transgender hairdresser or something like that. We all know one. We all know a transgender person. Stand up for them. Trans lives matter.
Sigue llegando información, la gente en la comuna de Siloé está acorralada, hay muchos militares, mucha policía allá. Quiero que volvamos a darle una fuerza a la gente de Siloé. Siloé, amigo, Colombia está contigo. Siloé, amigo, Colombia está contigo. Siloé,
Okay, here's your protest part.
Colombia está contigo. ¡Que viva mi Colombia!
Got vaccinated? Well, if you do
fire in southwestern Oregon. This is one of Oregon's first mega fires. In 1987 marks the year that climatologists first read the signal of climate change in wildfire activity. And on the Silver Fire, one day my crew was sent to do mop-up of this burned old-growth grove along an old road. And just using my shovel, I spent the whole day putting out this searing hot bed of coals and a cat face beneath a giant old-growth tree, of which the canopy was completely green. That tree was still alive, but it had this burning cat face. And at the end of that day, that fire was out. And I look back with pride, like, wow, my labor helped save this tree. Well, I came back to that same site a couple years later, and instead of seeing a giant grove of old-growth trees, I saw giant clear-cut, giant stumps. I was shocked. When I left that site, those trees were alive, but now they're not just dead, they're gone. What happened? Why did this Forest Service kill the survivors of the Silver Fire? I was stumped by that mystery, and I mean that literally, not figuratively. That's when one of my forest activists first told me about post-fire salvage logging. And that's the Forest Service's theory that a burned tree, no matter how lightly scorched, is a dead tree, even if it doesn't know it yet. And fire-killed trees become wasted resources unless they are quickly logged and sold and shipped to the sawmills before they fall down. Doesn't matter if the tree's still alive, could live on for years and years, or even killed could stand for decades more. It's a wasted resource sent to the mill. But I just wondered, why in the heck did me and my crew work our butts off, save those trees, if the Forest Service was going to log off the survivors anyway? That question still lingers today. In 1990, I was sent to the White Mountain Complex in northeastern Washington. And we battled that fire. It was a cluster of lightning fires that rolled this area for days and days to no avail. Then the Forest Service decided to do something drastic. Light a huge backfire alongside the scenic highway that traverses Sherman Pass. Our crew lined up for that night burn, but we knew it was just a bad call. The wind was too still, the night too warm. We were strung out too far apart. But orders are orders, and we lit that backfire. And I will never forget the spectacle of an entire mountainside ablaze, lighting up the entire horizon as far as the eye could see. And the roar was like being under a jet engine. It was amazing. But the next morning, as dawn broke through all the smoke, you can see the devastation we caused. Scenic Sherman Pass was incinerated and killing every single tree in sight for miles along the highway. The White Mountain Complex was promptly renamed the Sherman Fire, not only because we had started a new wildfire at Sherman Pass, but also because we were mimicking Sherman's march to the sea. And so I hadn't yet learned about fire ecology, and I was feeling a sense of loss and remorse. And, I'll admit, I was emotionally and physically exhausted, and I just started to cry. Well, at that moment, the fire boss came up to me, and I think with good intentions, he just patted me on the back and said, "Don't worry, son, this will just be next year's salvage sale." Like that's going to cheer me up. At that moment, the lights in my brain just lit up, and I just started thinking, oh my God, how many other backfires did I help light that turned into roadside salvage sale clear cuts? Was I just another timber sale marking crew using a drip torch instead of spray paint and ribbons? I still ask that question. It haunts me to this day. Why are we sending young people to risk their lives trying to put fires out in the forest if the real intention of government agencies is to take burnt trees out of the forest? Why bother fighting fires in forests at all? I know that many wildland firefighters are appalled to see the ugly stump fields that will be the most lasting legacy of their labor. Oregon's scenic highways and byways will have to be renamed. Oregon's obscenic highway. It's outright obscene. Forested roadways are being ripped up, and Oregon taxpayers are being ripped off for short-term profits. Now today we're protesting the Oregon Department of Transportation. Their program's gone off the rails and it must be stopped. But this summer the Forest Service wants to start up where the ODOT leaves off. It wants to do roadside clear cutting along remote, rarely traveled logging roads that are barely passable by motor vehicles right now. The agency claims, and I quote, removing danger trees. But this is not about motorist safety. This is an opportunistic timber grab, trying to profit from the wildfire disasters. If there are individual trees at imminent risk of falling in a place that puts people at risk, then carefully, selectively fall them. But leave those logs laying there, where they will have a second life, sheltering wildlife, fertilizing soil, and shading the seedlings of the next forest that is growing right now as we speak. Once a hazard tree is felled down on the ground, that ends its falling hazard. Cutting it up and selling it to a sawmill and salvage timber is not about hazard reduction, it's about profit maximization. And I don't know what we can do about the clear-cutting carnage that's already been done all along our highways. We must stop ODOT from continuing this, and we must prevent the Forest Service from extending this deep into the forest. I guess we should borrow some advice from Mother Jones. Mourn the fallen, but fight like hell for those still standing. And the governor should do more than pump the brakes. She needs to pull the emergency brake and stop this runaway train of forest destruction right now. Thank you so much for listening to my stories, coming out here raising your voice.
Thank you, Sincere.
Can you tell people to do this?
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Here's what's happening in your neck of the hood.
Thank you.
Cogieron la pata como de 10 topos y lo dejaron ahí tirado. Acabó de pasar hace un momento. Entonces, para que por favor recordemos la razón por la que estamos aquí. No estamos celebrando nada. Estamos de luto. Estamos de luto por el país. Están matando a los jóvenes de nuestro país. A los jóvenes, a los viejos, a los niños. Están matando a todo el mundo.
Motorcyclists are part of
Hay
it.
policías infiltrados.
They're like riding around with Colombian flags attached.
Entonces,
I wish there was a place we could go with a vantage point, like standing on over there, but I'm pretty sure it's taken.
Mantengamos el
I would like to be above.
Esto no es una fiesta. Colombia chimba, marica. Nosotros somos puro sabor, nosotros somos pura alegría. Pero en este momento estamos de luto y queremos mantenernos enfocados.
Because it's got to change. It must change. Won't you come celebrate with me? Won't you come celebrate with me? For every day, something has tried to kill me, and it has failed. Won't you come celebrate with me? For every day, something has tried to kill me, and it has failed. And it has failed. And it has failed. Make some noise, family. Black Lives. We want to say thank you to all of our community members, our partners who made today possible. Shout out to AP, we love y'all town. Shout out to everybody who made it prepared all of today's food. We thank you so much. Because you know that they are representing, they will continue to nourish us even after today. So I thank you to all of our volunteers. Shout out to the volunteers for today. Thank you. And shout out to the community members each and every week who pull up and support. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So before we continue, we're just gonna break down the tables real quick. So we're gonna take a moment to do the tables. But in the meantime, I would love for you to please turn to the person to your left and say, I love you.
I love you. I love you, guys. I love you, bikers. I love you, PM.
Yes, come on, this is Thursday Church. You better get into it. Turn to your neighbor to your right and say, I will protect you.
Yeah. Late. Yeah. Brandon Whaley.
An increased sediment that dirties the water and keeps chlorine from killing bugs before we drink it. Salvage logging is allowed to not follow the law on what kinds of logging can be done under normal circumstances. So the clear cuts can be vast. The riparian areas are not protected. This means our water is dirtier, and we're going to have to do much more to make it clean. The West Side fires were devastating. They were the perfect storm. Strong east winds, drought conditions in the forest, and the majority lit by ignition from down electrical lines. But not all fire damaged trees are hazards to highways, and especially not hazardous to beloved hiking trails and campgrounds like those that have been cut in the Clackamas and Santiam River areas. We need our forests and recreation areas to renew our spirit, especially this year with COVID. Not only that, but these areas, actually, when we go in them, they lower our blood pressure. They deal and help us deal with our anxiety over all the issues that we're facing right now, and they improve and lighten depression. Managing the hazard potential over time will continue to provide jobs, if done well, which is also a health issue. We need solid family wage jobs, and that's essential to the health and well-being of everyone. But who's making the money here? Who is making this money? Out-of-state contractors, one from Florida, who are paying day laborers who are untrained to mark trees. And they're paying contract loggers at standard wages, which are not who are pocketing the vast majority of money here. Instead, these are large corporations as well doing salvage logging that are cutting maximally to take the top dollar right now that's going for the lumber that's coming off of these forests. But we aren't going to get tourist dollars who are going to come and visit our campgrounds and visit our forests for what Oregon is known for. The contractors aren't even selling the logs for timber so that we can have jobs making wood products. They get paid by the cut.
Uh-oh.
So.
Not yet.
We are here today to protect our forests.
Yeah.
Protect our scenic highways.
Come closer.
And our campgrounds. Backup plan. We're also here to protect our health.
That's
the
good.
health of our children, the health of our water, and our peace of mind, and good, solid jobs that don't rip off Oregonians. We need a moratorium, Governor Brown, on the ODOT operation that's being done by contractors who are not being adequately supervised. They need real oversight, and we need to protect our forests and our health. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. That was beautiful. And thanks, everyone, for hanging in there It's weird with the technology and the COVID and the things, but we're rolling with it. Appreciate everyone's spirit and support right now, so thanks for that. I want to introduce our next speaker, who has been at the forefront of a lot of these conversations as they've been happening in the state legislature. Senator Jeff Golden is here to share some of his perspective. He has been chairing the Senate Committee on Wildfire Recovery and has been leading a number of hearings on the ODOT hazard tree removal process and has been a champion for environmental issues alongside us. So thanks so much for being here, joining us today. And if it doesn't, then switch to the other thing.
Hi, thank you for having me. There are some really brave and smart people here who care deeply about Oregon, and I'll stress brave because
still killing people for no reason. Really? So now we're fighting for justice, but further than just the tax reform. Like now it's a lot more. Like we're fighting for respect. We're fighting for justice. Like we're fighting for all of that. So they're killing like random people for no reason.
Someone told me they have a friend that's stuck in Cali, like they're barricading the city or something.
Family, we have family out there, and it's not safe.
Okay. I was going to Medellin. I don't know how things are in Medellin.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I heard it's not as bad, but things are still happening everywhere. Sorry? Medellin. Yesterday.
The SWAT and the police were shooting the clinics that were helping the people who were hurt. They were shooting the clinics, and they were showing this online.
Wow.
And they were killing the people who were helping the ones who were hurt. So they're leaving everybody out because they started supporting Cali and Bogotá, and it got really bad last night. I have family and I have friends there, and it's just as bad. And the thing is that maybe you'll be a little more safe than Colombians, but that doesn't assure you that you're going to be safe. That does not assure you that you're going to come out of that country alive. Because they're shooting people just because they're walking in the street. I don't know if you got to see a video.
I did.
One of the boys was just walking, and the SMAT saw him walking, he did not have a gun. He was not even carrying a flag. He was not carrying shit. And they started shooting him and they killed him.
Everything is online.
We're online. Like, it's not Instagram.
No.
On Instagram Live?
Of YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube, and then, I wouldn't know, but...
There's a lot of censorship happening right now coming out of Cali, Bogotá, and Medellin.
Okay.
So, you can't post anything, family there can't post anything.
Okay.
Nothing's getting onto social media. They can't communicate out.
You guys have family there, so you're in communication. Thank you. Alright guys, you heard that? It's pretty loud background noise.
Yeah.
like my gloves. Are you? Who's signed in as me right now? Anyways, yeah, these gloves are supposed to do touch screenable, whatever that means. Which case is this? Well, there have been, I'm not sure how many exactly, but a lot of trans people that have been murdered this year and every year, but especially what's relevant, this is the Stonewall protest, and so it's highlighted all black trans people that have been targeted. I don't know, fucking 50 maybe? 30? Too many. But then I mean, if you do care about like which case, if you're like, if this is like the new Facebook thing, like which case do you want to choose? I've never heard of one justified case. Cops aren't supposed to execute people. Straight up. So, there you go. I don't know what you want to say.
That's from the Creative Fund. Make sure you do it like now. You can't make it. Enjoy your
And I love the forest I live in. And last fall was probably the scariest fall I have ever experienced living in the Pacific Northwest, because I thought my house would burn down, and it didn't, which was great. But it really made me think about a lot of things, and one of the things it made me think about is, like, what if my house had burned down, or what if the forest around my house had burned down? And I can't relate to people who had that experience, but I think my empathy has certainly grown. And another thing about me, I've been fighting for the forests of the Pacific Northwest since I was 17 years old. And not as a public service, but just as a sort of impulse, because, you know, that's part of why I love living here, and that's part of why I haven't left. So I think the thing about, asking Kate Brown to ask ODOT to ask these folks from Florida to stop cutting down our forests, the thing about that is that's a lot of asks. And the reality is, whether or not those asks happen, somebody's going to get in their way. And I know that as a born and raised Pacific Northwesterner, we care about our forests in a way where we won't wait for the politicians. We won't wait for the bureaucracy. And I'm not saying I'm going to do anything in particular, but I know things just might get done. And so this is more of a, we're asking Kate Brown to ask ODOT to ask the Floridans to stop cutting down our trees, but we're also saying, like, if you don't, we're going to take care of our own.
All right.
Another thing I like to do is sing songs. So I was thinking about singing some songs for y'all, if that's cool. Some people call my band Foraging. Some people call it Foraging in the Hedgehog String Band. I just put out an album. I'm still looking for the string band, so it's just me. This first song, though, I wrote after last fall.
Did we talk to her already? I don't even remember. I don't want to ask the same person. What is this protest? Tats hike. Police brutality. Competition. I feel like they're both similar, except the songs they were singing are different languages. Let me check something. Is this on Citizens? I'm curious. Should be, right? It's not even working. My T-Mobile's not working. Damn. Ah. It is on. No one's even live. These are old. I guess they were marching and then it ended here. I thought they were meeting here.
I mean, when someone rolls up in block, it's hard to tell who the fuck is talking to you. I thought it was a couple.
like 100, 200 maybe. Tops. 300 would be nice, but probably like 100 to 200. Last week they came from behind us. We'll stay behind us this time. All cops are bastards! 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 All cops are bastards!
If we don't get it, if we don't get it, make some noise, family.
He's videotaping over there. Oh, never mind.
It's that time of the week. It is that part of our service where we are not going to open it up. We're going to open it up for our siblings in the space to hold space, to relinquish all forms of supremacy, to relinquish the weight of oppression right here on their body only, to relinquish all.
Okay, once again, all radio holders that
you are coming into the space, you are coming into the circle. We are here for your love. We are here for your heart.
Where are they going? We don't know. Last time they came from the island.
Me why they protested, but I haven't seen any follows, so maybe we get a couple. I'll explain again. How about that? Oh, my feet starting to hurt. Bigger. I don't think it would fly. I don't think it would be okay. Oh, she got 6 viewers now. Okay, popping up. bus plane again at like 15 minutes.
Lady LRAD today. Walking away with it. That's the LRAD right there, Lady LRAD.
Yeah, make some noise.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right side of the street! Stay on the right side of the street, please! Right side of the street, pass it down! Right side of the street! Pass it down! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Go, stay on the right side of the street! Stay on the right side! Stay on the right side of the street! Stay on the right side of the street!
My pronouns are they, yeah. I just adopted the N-word, so I like it.
People are mad.
No, I know. My dad doesn't know. He said when he was growing up, like,
Yeah, I remember when I was in school, the Dominican kids was like, I'm not black. They said, I'm not black. And then they were like,
they shared I live literally
they're trying to accomplish. But you have to be careful with these police because they will mess you up real bad, and probably won't suffer a consequence for it. So you have to be able to protest and be against things in the right way. So that was my only argument with them. I spent the whole pandemic on Zoom calls with the IFR.
Oh yeah.
So we've been back and forth about a whole bunch of things. So
yeah.
But I like people like Raineen. Like I almost think I know her personally because we talk so much on Zoom calls. So
yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah, it sounds like it's possible for both of these commissions, in your perspective, to keep going and coexist with each other?
And then we have other organizations like the South District Neighborhood Association and other organizations. We're standing in the South District right now.
Yeah.
You know, so we have other organizations that can help out, and it should all get together to go to strive to accomplish one goal.
Yeah.
You know. If it's, defund the police, I'm almost with that, but still, guys, we need to get out of here. You know, that do crimes that are unthinkable. Sexual assault, rape, murder, stuff like that. Those guys, we need police for that.
For sure.
But to pick up a guy for a bag of weed, pick up a guy because he drank too much and he was walking down the sidewalk, well, at least he's walking.
Yeah.
He's not driving, he's walking.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
Just that.
Is there anything you want to say about the neighborhood association, or anything you want to plug, or?
It's a great neighborhood association. I mean, that's the only thing I can say about that right now.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to talk about that like that, but it's a great neighborhood association. The South District is a beautiful neighborhood, as you can see.
Yeah.
When you look around, it's a good neighborhood. It's a diverse neighborhood. We have a diverse range of people. We're the most diverse neighborhood in Iowa City. My neighbors are of different everything, I got one neighbor that's a Latino, I got a neighbor that's an Asian, I got a neighbor that's an African, I'm African American, my wife is Mexican, so it's a diverse place.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most important places in Iowa City that I believe.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to say this is my first time visiting this park, and it's like a different feel from the rest of Iowa City.
Yeah.
It's really nice back here, actually. So
it's been a place that's been kind of left out. That's what I believe. Most of the focus has always been, downtown. We need to revitalize downtown. We need to do this, or the north side of Iowa City. We need to do this, and the South District kind of been left out of it. We have a whole Pepperwood Plaza that's kind of almost vacant over there.
Yeah.
We need to get, and we got a lot of people over here too. A lot of residents, you can see there's a lot of traffic around here when you come around here. But we just need the South District to be recognized. So.
Absolutely. Okay, well, hey, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add? Or?
No.
Okay. It was great to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
Let's go, bro. You're probably upset now.
reconocerlo. Tenemos, ¿alguien aquí tiene amigos policías? ¿Familiares policías? Yo sí. Y lo que yo hice con mi familia policía, decirle, es atroz lo que están haciendo. Y mi familiar me dijo, yo no lo hice. Dije, entonces hable con sus compañeros para que no lo sigan haciendo y denuncie al que lo está haciendo.
Hay que hablar es con los superiores, pa. En mi caso, mi primo es sargento. El parcero lo está viendo. Yo le digo que nada, que se relaje, que todo bien, que tranquilos, que somos jóvenes, ¿sí me entienden? Y si ellos no hacen un cambio, ¿quién lo va a hacer?
So I think we are going to ask if folks feel comfortable to be able to pull up a couple cars right up here so we could use headlights. Other than that, I think, we'll just focus on getting through. And yeah, so with that, I think we'll move to grievances for a little while. Perfect. And again, I just want to highlight that we have our membership application, and we have a paper grievances form and then a link to an online grievances form. So we'll open up to grievances, recognize the sun's going down, don't want to, not, oh cool, thank you. We want to give a lot of space to that, but also just recognize that we can also collect those stories and give them proper space at another time. Thank you. Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, with that, would you like to grab the mic?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
My name is Wangoi, and I'm taking the floor because, and thank you, because being a resident of Iowa City, it's the first city I landed in 2002 when I came to school from Kenya, and then learned a lot of things as soon as I landed. One of the things I learned is that I am black. Then I learned I am African from the outside. So, and it was painful. And then I met up with the descendants of the slaves that were kidnapped from Africa. Africa was colonized by Europe. So with that I'm cutting a very many years of pain and history to this moment. That is why I am on this floor, because a luta continua, the struggle continues. I am part of that. I have raised my children in this city, and that is why I am part of this moment as we move forward. And even in my profession, that it is still tied to this struggle. I am a counselor educator. I specifically train school counselors, and I must be doing something right because my daughter is a school counselor at City. So I must have done something right for her to want to follow in my footsteps. Right now, I'm faculty for Grand Canyon University, Christian University in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm not standing here as faculty. Luckily for COVID, or unluckily, I am teaching online. So this allows me to serve my city, Iowa City, but I'm not standing here on that platform. The other thing that I do, but in that area, I'm a researcher in social injustice, racism, and discrimination. I also teach it. So I'm off the ivory tower to come to the ground and see whether there is a disconnection between what I'm teaching and what is going on in the ground, and play my part in making the world better, especially for people who have the skin color that looks like mine. Then the other thing that I do in Iowa City, on Eastdale Plaza Bug DOT, I coordinate NISA African Family Services, and I coordinate services for African immigrants and refugees in eastern Iowa who suffer sexual violences, domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and trafficking, which is challenging especially because this is a taboo topic, and especially more so from my community, who most of the time have run away from our continent because of historical injustices from Europe. Then we end up here and we are marginalized, and then when somebody is a victim or a survivor of sexual violences, that is another layer of injustice. But I am not standing here on NISA platform. Then the other thing that I'm doing, that as part of making our city better, and why I am in support of what makes us be here right now, I am a commissioner of the TRC, and in that platform I'm still playing my part in making our city better. And as we stand here with IFS, since it was instituted, I have played my part as we move towards getting equity and justice for our county and our area of Iowa. I stand here as a private citizen, as a mother of 2 sons and 3 daughters, whom sometimes I do not sleep, because for all of us, any of them could be a George Floyd. That is why, that is just one of them, and there are a lot of other social injustices. I'm not going to belabor that point because it's been said many times by others. Thank you for letting me have the floor. I yield.
because where there's smoke, there's fire. And I guarantee that other people in the community are going through what NAH has had to go through, and that is not right. One of the things that I hope that we can accomplish with everybody here and with the power of the people is to shine light on these injustices, to make sure that we will be able to provide the support for people that the city is refusing to provide. And so whatever that looks like, there's discrimination in this community, and the city officials have made it clear that they do not intend to fix it. That's why we are here, to provide support for the people and to force those in power to make changes. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Right now, if anyone wants to come up and share their grievances and share an issue they're struggling with that they want solidarity and support with, you're more than welcome to. If you also don't feel safe coming up here and talking in front of everyone, you're more than welcome to share your grievances through our online forum. If there's no one who wants to come up and speak, I think we can move on to our structure conversations. So, I'll give you. Sure. So when we say structure, we're talking about structuring the space. So this is by the people, for the people. We're not here to impose any type of structure. We recognize that structure is helpful to get things done and make sure it has some accountability, but we also don't want to create a hierarchical structure that would, go against what we're trying to do here. So I think we have a few ideas of what it could look like, but we'd really love to hear from you all. I've already seen on a couple papers that people provided suggestions, but I think if anyone wants to come up on the mic and throw out some ideas and we can get, some community ideas, feedback going, that'd be really dope. We also thought getting into small groups would be a good idea. So we're happy to do that too, but it's also, I don't know, what do people want to do? Do we want to try to get into small groups and do some more brainstorming together, or be in the big space? You can clap for your choice. If you want to do a big space convo, let me hear you clap. If you want to do a small group discussion and then come back to the big space, you can clap. Okay, so I think group discussion. So if anyone wants to come up and share your ideas, we'll leave our ideas to the end. We don't want to influence anyone's opinion. Please come up and share what your ideas are for how you want the space to be structured and organized. I promise this is a safe space. It's not a scary topic here.
Okay, so Shane and I are transitioning away for a moment. Possibly putting a permanent end to the live stream tonight.
Getting a little dark.
It's getting a little dark and a little chilly out here.
Yeah.
And I think, they circled back and covered some interesting ground, about what, there was, I don't know if you guys saw that, but at the end they circled back with a woman that they discussed at the first meeting of this group. And it sounds like there was a pretty positive outcome from that. We didn't get to cover that, but it was, people showed up at the courthouse for her hearing. I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah.
And I think that's exemplary of the kinds of things that they're trying to accomplish with this group, is create a space for people to come together and stand in solidarity with individual community members, groups of people within the community who may need help that they're not receiving from the normal channels. And just kind of building alternative channels for providing mutual aid and solidarity for people. And there's already some groups in town that are doing that, and this is kind of a meeting space for all those people to come together, like the Tenants Union, the Iowa City Mutual Aid Collective.
International Workers, labor unions?
The IWW.
IWW, RVAP, or other groups too.
I stepped away for a moment. Was there anything that we missed?
No, it's just a large list that they did say that, if you didn't catch it earlier, that they will be tweeting all of the contact info for everybody that spoke tonight that comes representing a nonprofit or aid collective. And so, yeah, that was like a good catch up for everybody.
Nice.
Good to see everybody like standing together, some old friends and new. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's it. We're going to break away for now. They're going to continue doing these meetings. We're probably going to continue covering them as best we can.
Come out to Weatherby Park. It's really beautiful out here.
It is really beautiful. Yeah, that's, I kind of think the unspoken buried lead here. Weatherby Park is really beautiful. Never been here before. It's this beautiful wide open space. There's community gardens on both sides of it. This really cool winding path that goes around here. Some really kick-ass looking basketball courts over there, and and the playground is like
psychedelic playground.
It's really I don't know. I'm too old to go on playgrounds, I guess. But anyway, I think that's it. Oh,
yep, that's it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
At the Stonewall Inn. You can look up the Stonewall. But for the gay pride movement in the 60s, I believe, 50s or 60s, there were the Stonewall riots, and that's usually where we met up the entire summer. Every Thursday afternoon. And it's in support of gay, but mainly transgender people, black transgender people. And we meet up at the Stonewall, and it's like the longest running protests in New York, you know. There's other organizations, obviously, but for like a weekly thing, it's like every Thursday. It's like in New York, it's like show up to the Stonewall unless posted otherwise. And today it was a different place, but usually it's up the Stonewall. But today it was up in Harlem, and last week it was in Brooklyn. But I'm not sure. We're switching it up. It's been a whole year of meeting up at the Stonewall, so we're switching it up, I guess. But we're in Uptown right now, Uptown Manhattan. And it's against police brutality. Black Lives Matter. Abolishing the police is ideal. It's the goal. But awareness and to stop violence and discrimination as well against, transgender people. So all of the above. And it's New York, so they represent with like a bunch of different flags, like people are from everywhere. Also, let me just add on while I'm thinking about it to keep it relevant. Today, specifically, at Marcus Garvey Park, it was a mutual aid thing. So, for the community, they did a clothing drive, and I'm assuming like a food drive too, because there's a organization called the People's Bodega, and they always bring snacks and food for people, water, all types of good stuff, and they were involved too. So if you would like, check out the People's Bodega NYC and the Stonewall protests on Instagram, and you can donate to them if you love their cause, which you should. Go check them out on Instagram though. They're really good people. Both of the people I mentioned, People's Bodega NYC and Stonewall protests. You can check out Musicians United NYC. They represent for the drum crew out here. Musicians United. Nice people. Stretch break. Okay, catch up break. Oh, okay.
See you. Yeah,
cool.
Never subtweeting you.
All right, thank you.
Of course, I mean,
okay, catch up. Cool. A lot over here. Honestly, I don't know exactly what she said. me like check my settings or some shit while I'm out here. I wasn't trying to check my settings right now. That the riot police were here though.
Okay, 9% saved. It's like an undercover cop right in front of me. I think so. We're on catch-up duty now since I gotta charge my battery.
Damn. Like 10 unmarked cars. I swear these are all cop cars on this block. Undercover.
lights. Oh. Hey, man, we're down with Trey. Hi, Trey. You got a chicken like that. I think chicken like a pig. Hey, man, so we don't need to tell them about that. They already know.
No, you wouldn't get in trouble. I don't really know where we are, honestly. The significance of this area is we're hanging out. This is the Stonewall protest. It's a protest for black trans people, men and women, and we meet up at the Stonewall Inn usually, but we're out here. We met up at Marcus Garvey Park tonight. It's like Black Lives Matter, but specifically black trans lives, you know.
So is your approach, what are they protesting?
We're marching. It's a weekly march. And we've been doing it.
So there's a trans couple here. I was just wondering if they were.
Well, yeah, most of the organizers, a lot of the organizers are trans people. So that's the idea. But it starts at Thursday, usually at 5 at the Stonewall. You can check them out. The Stonewall protests.
Of that community.
Today they were doing a clothing drive, so they were collecting clothing for people. Like they were feeding people at Penn Station a couple weeks ago. So it's like every Stonewall protest.
Oh, this is Stonewall.
Yeah, okay, it's like a recreation of the Stonewall riots, but like that's what it is now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nice to be in the neighborhood. Thanks for telling me.
For sure.
Hi. Checking out the neighborhood here.
I don't know. This is okay. This is like a concerny Karen lady, but she seemed nice.
I like this
block. You guys are so friendly. Okay, except for them. The white people are not that bad. Defend the white people. The white people.
You remember the plantation?
No, she her?
Yeah.
She not that old.
Oh my God! Come on, y'all. Who done came? Who let the animals loose? Wait.
Oh my
who
God.
Who the silverback gorilla off and the goddamn pigs out there? Oh. Now I'm out there looking like bacon. I wouldn't watch him. I bet. Nigga, it's real hard.
Oh my God. Why did they run?
What's happening? Good old
Enough of this walking shit. I like Harlem.
I'm probably gonna end the stream. We ended here, wherever we are, figured out. Around 160th Street in Harlem, uptown. No arrests, everyone's happy except the police. Wasted a bunch of resources, all good vibes. Stonewall protest again. Thanks, mods, if you did anything. People in chat, love you all. Woke.net, international media, fuck Twitch. Yeah, I'll try to figure out my YouTube shit and we'll be back. Until then, see y'all later. I'll try to stream some more shit. Peace. Oh, my watermark's all fucked up. So I guess I should have figured that out. Lol. But, alright, see y'all. Book 12, Ball Shice.
God bless my man, curse you.